Hi students, this is going to be hopefully a very short video on how to use the templates are your friend document that is based on They Say I Say. So basically what I've done here is I've picked a couple quotations from some scholarly sources, and you can use whatever sources you'll be using obviously, but I just picked these ones. And I'm going to be using my templates in order to help me introduce, explain, respond, interact with these quotations. Okay? So I think it's pretty straightforward, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an example so that you know how to use them properly. So templates for introducing quotations, I would probably just start off. So this is the title of the article. So in order, maybe the first time that I ever introduce it, I'm going to say, in the article, maybe I'll be fancy and put the journal article because it's a journal article. And I'm going to keep this in quotation marks because that's the name or the title of the article. Journal article, vaccine adverse events, separating myth from real. Kimmel. And I want to use a more interesting verb than writes or says. So we could do argue, claims, emphasizes. I like insists. That kind of makes it seem very important. Kimmel insists that. Alright, so this is basically a template that I used, and what I did was I filled in the blanks of that template with the name of the article, the title of the article, and then I'm going to fill in the rest. Now I'm going to say, oops, that's a page number. I'm going to paraphrase this. So says that no research supports okay. And then because this is a paraphrase, I'm still going to put that page number, and then I spelled that wrong. There we go. This is what happens when you do things live. Did I still spell it wrong? Whoops. Okay. There we go. So that is my introducing a quote, introducing a source. That's how I would use templates to introduce a source. Does that make sense? So you look at your templates are your friend, and where you see the blanks is where you're going to put in the information. So I'm going to come down to this next page here. Let's see. I'm going to do agreeing with a difference. I don't know if you can see that, sorry. Agreeing with a difference. So I'm going to copy and paste that. Or maybe I should agree and disagree. All right. I'm going to agree with a difference. So I'm going to assume that I have already introduced this quotation, or this source rather. I've already introduced the source, and I'm just going to copy and paste things in here. So I agree with, the author here is Schultz, when he, I need another verb, I like refutes. Oh, this is a good example. I was going to put more research needs to be done concerning this correlation. Okay. What's interesting is without realizing it, I was about to patch right. So I'm actually glad that I'm doing this video, and I know it probably is like really slow. Hopefully you can speed it up because I'm coming up with all my ideas right now because I want you to see the process. But what's interesting is I almost did some patch writing without realizing it. So I was saying more research still needs to be done, and you can see that that's exactly, he basically says more research needs to be done. Now he's talking about research in a different area, but I'm basically using the same sentence structures, and that's not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that. So I put, however, point that needs emphasizing is that okay. So now it's completely different. I could go back and probably cut down some of that wordiness. I could even probably take out a point that needs emphasizing. I could probably just put, however, research is still in the early stages and we need to continue funding studies that investigate this correlation. That's probably a little less wordy, even though I do like the template there. But, you know, if I was really trying to be punchy and to the point, I could take that out. So I hope that's helpful to you. You can see that you can copy and paste right off of the templates are your friend document, but I wanted you to kind of understand and know why all these blanks are there. It can be kind of confusing thinking, well, am I supposed to put direct quotations in those blanks? And not necessarily. Especially for meta commentary, this is going to be your opinion. So I could use another one right after it. To put it another way, many people still believe Mercury causes autism. Okay, so that's my point that I'm trying to make in my paper. I can use a template to put it another way and then say exactly what I'm trying to say again. So I hope that you find these templates to be really helpful, and you can see that using the templates you can just craft paragraphs out of these templates, one right after the other, adding in your own ideas, creating a conversation between your sources. It's easy once you get the hang of it, but with practice, I think you'll find that the templates really are your friend. I know that sounds so silly, but once you start using them, you'll realize that this is a really great way of using the right moves in academic writing and having your ideas be very clear and accessible to your reader. So I hope this video wasn't too painful to watch. I know it was kind of long, but I hope that you were able to see the process that a writer goes through when you're using the templates.